Mid says Odin split the sea in two. She's always been partial to a tall tale. But there's tall, and then there's tall.
I struggle to believe it myself.
I see your uncle isn't with you.
He stayed with the Enterprise. After our brush with the Einherja, she was in urgent need of repair. And my uncle knows a shipwright in Randalar. We're to join him there when we're ready to sail for Ash.
You sure that's wise? Last I heard, the place was still overrun with Akashic.
Show me a city where that isn't true. Ultima's plague is spreading.
We're running out of time, aren't we? We've done our best to shore up that hideaway. But I doubt a few planks will stop what's coming. Still, we'll keep at it. Every little helps, I suppose.
Let's hope so.
Eh ben, c'était un sacré morceau, celui-là. Pouvoir de Shiva. Ah, j'ai de nouveau un dash.
I should visit Joshua. Assuming Talia will allow it.
36 milliards de quêtes secondaires. Ouais.
How are you feeling, Joshua?
Better than I was.
But not nearly as well as you should be. Your cuts and burns may have healed, but your body still bears the burden of every spell cast.
And what would you have had me do? It was no ordinary foe we faced. It was the Warden of Darkness. Yet still, it was not enough. The king could have ended me at any moment, but instead chose to toy with me like a curl does a mouse.
You underestimate yourself.
Oh, it was crystal clear. Only one man established his dominance that day, and that man was Barnabas. I'm sorry, brother. That was ill-spoken. It's just, I have never felt so powerless. And when so many are looking to us for strength, perhaps the prince feels the same.
What is this place?
Don't move. Here, it's fresh from the well. Grandmother told me spirits sometimes get lost, and that the lanterns guide them to their proper place. I set one on the river for her when she passed away.
fiend works from the shadows. Was it you who guided my hand then, Ultima? No, not you. This is my doing, my fault, my sin to bear. And for it, I must atone.
Your hurts are healing nicely. It was my poultices that saw you well.
You make them?
And sell them, or try to. Earns me enough for bread, most days.
Forgive me. I have nothing to...
I know, but I couldn't just leave you lying there. You're going then?
Of course. I'm healed. Thanks to you and your poultices.
Will you promise to come back and visit?
Well, Phoenix, it would seem that I owe you my wings.
Perhaps he can find an answer. You will be returning to Waloed soon, I gather.
I see no reason to wait.
Then neither do I.
I can think of a few, but I doubt they'll stop you. You will take your medicine.
Of course, Lady Daya.
Set on leaving already, are you?
How long will it take us to get back to Ash?
Dunno, about the same amount of time it took us to get here. Maybe less, if your uncle can find someone trustworthy to patch up the Enterprise. All depends on where we're putting into port, mind.
Yes. It's not as if we can put ashore wherever we choose. We have to assume that the whole of Ash is hostile, and that we'll be attacked on sight.
Then we must find a place they won't think to look. And I have an idea who might know of one.
The Professor! I'll go and tell you come in.
While you're plotting our course, I'll be in the shelves with your lawsman. I wish to pick his brains about Ultima.
Then I'll talk to Karen about supplies for the journey. They may not be easy to come by in Ash.
Your brother's body won't take much more of this recklessness. You know that, don't you?
I do.
Épée. On est d'accord que je n'ai toujours pas accès à la téléportation. Oui, Shiva. Oh. J'ai accès au TP, nice. Oh, toutes ces quêtes secondaires. Tout ce boulot. Je pense qu'on va rentrer dans la dernière grosse phase annexe, à mon avis.
I still say it were a compliment.
Say it all you... Ah, Clive. I was wondering when you'd arrive. Please tell me you've come to take our young prodigy here off my hands.
I'm not here for Mid. I need information on Ash.
Then why not ask Molly if you can look in one of her ovens? Go on.
As soon as the Enterprise is ready, we'll be setting out for Drake's Spine. And we're going to need a safe place to land.
Preferably one that won't see my ship blown to shit and splinters.
If it were that easy, do you think Waloed would have resisted invasion for so long? Very little is known of Ash, and the information we do have is spotty and outdated. We have the good King Barnabas to thank for that. Waloed's borders have been closed to outsiders since the day he seized the throne. If there is anywhere safe to land, you won't find it on my map.
Then tell us what we will find. I'm sure you know better than we do.
But no splinters.
All right, if it will get you out of my hair. But interrupt me, and it's over. Understood? Barnabas Tharm, the one they call the Last King. Understand him, and you will understand the kingdom of Waloed. Barnabas was only a boy when he arrived from beyond the southern seas, and barely a man before he united the ragged tribes of Ash. And having unleashed them upon the formidable Veldemark, he set his throne upon the ancient kingdom's ruins. The victory sent shockwaves around Valisthea, tales of Odin's might spreading through every court, parlor, and drinking hole in the realm. Note that this was in the year 843, and that the king still sits upon his throne some 40 years later, quite untouched by time. Waloed's recent inaction left many wondering if Odin had lost his appetite for war. And yet here we are. The Einherjar was committed to the fray, a bold declaration of intent. Orcs swarm around Drake's Fang, and throngs of Akashic haunt Canvas streets. Though how precisely the havoc they wreak serves Waloed remains unclear. Regardless, if the order to attack truly came from King Barnabas, then one thing is certain. Waloed has achieved the impossible, and made bedfellows of beastmen and the ether-addled alike. All of which is a roundabout way of saying that you will be in unknown territory when you set foot on Ash. Much of the continent has already been lost to the Blight, and what few ports remain will be fiercely guarded. And that is to say naught of its natural defenses. Offshore currents will cast an ill-equipped ship out to sea one moment, and dash it against the rocks the next. But then the Enterprise is anything but ill-equipped, and Mid has made land there before. Now, if only there were someone with an intimate knowledge of the Shadow Coast, and where a daring gentleman might put ashore. You see, Clive, you had the answer all along.
Do you think you can get us back to that beach, Mid?
Picked you up from it, didn't I? Not that it were easy. The currents were a right bastard. But then, if it wasn't hard, it wouldn't be worth doing, would it?
Well said. Thank you, Lady Vivian.
If a few morsels of common knowledge and a sprinkling of tavern talk are worthy of your thanks, I wonder what genuine intelligence might earn me.
Probably more visits. Mid, I need everyone in the ale hall now. I'll fetch Joshua from the shelves.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Eh ben, intéressant. Et donc Barnabas, il vit vieux, hein. Sacré gaillard, hein.
I have no reason to assume.
Clive, you must listen to this. Lawsman, tell him.
Do you recall when we spoke before on the divinity of Ultima? Well, it inspired me to delve deeper into the subject. And what I discovered appears to agree with the findings of His Grace.
You will recall that my quest to uncover Ultima's origins began with the mural at Phoenix Gate. But while I've always known it to be important, its secrets have heretofore eluded me. Now, however, I believe I know where to find the more complete example. One that will reveal all we seek.
Master Clive, have you ever in your travels chanced to hear of the Circle of Malleus? I would think not, if you have. But there was once a time when the faith flourished, the oldest known religion in the Twins, and though its popularity eventually waned on Storm, hints of its dogma remain embedded in more modern faiths such as the Crystalline Orthodox.
Wait, you said it waned on Storm. What of Ash?
Religious monuments are often torn down or repurposed when new faiths rise to prominence. But if no new faith arose, then perhaps the ancient temples might still stand. And so, you see now why I must accompany you to Waloed.
It would appear the past still has much to teach us, though in this case, it would not have been possible without the musings of Moss. To think that you carried a copy of my old mentor's chronicles all along. I am relieved to discover it in good hands.
I shall guard it with my life.
Joshua, if you're finished here, join me in the ale hall. I need to speak to everyone before we leave.
Right away.
Mid said I can ride the Enterprise next. No, she didn't.
My apologies.
By now you've all heard where we're going and why. So I won't bother you with the boring details, only the important ones. If we attempt to approach Stone here by sea, there's a good chance we'll be sighted and fall prey to the capital's artillery. So instead, we'll disembark on the southwest coast and make for Drake's Spine on foot. I say we, but it's highly likely the entirety of Ash is under the rule of Ultima. A large party would only attract unwanted attention, as well as slow our march and require supplies which may be difficult to obtain. Only Joshua and I will be going. And a scout. Preferably a good one. Gav, do you know of any?
You bet your ass I do. Might still borrow some of Lady Vivian's maps, though. Just in case, like.
Once you've dropped us off at the Shadow Coast, you need to retreat into neutral waters, fly merchant colors, and stay inconspicuous. If you sense any danger at all, you leave us behind and return to Storm.
Inconspicuous is my middle name. But like hell am I leaving anyone behind. The ship ain't going nowhere till your scurvy mugs are smiling on deck.
Jill, the Enterprise will appear a tempting target for royalists and pirates alike. You're to stop anyone boarding.
Don't worry. I'll keep the ship and her crew safe. You'll be needing passage home, after all.
But... very well.
If there are no questions, I'll see you all at the docks.
Let me know when you're leaving. I want a word before you go.
Of course.
Ouais, je pense que c'est quand même les derniers annexes. Là, on est quand même sur de la grosse préparation. Alors, j'avoue, j'enchaîne les quêtes de préparation là tout de suite. Comme ça, l'objectif sera la prochaine fois, si jamais on n'a pas le temps de tout finir aujourd'hui, ce qui m'étonnerait quand même, de bourrer tout l'annexe, ensuite de s'attaquer à la fin.
Is something wrong?
Not at all. Honestly. Can't a man wish his friend farewell? Just wanted to let you know that I'll keep things in order while you're off saving the world.
I'll hold you to that.
Voilà. Ça, c'est ce que je voulais. Donc maintenant, on va passer à la partie full annexe. Let's go. On va commencer par le repère pour prendre les quêtes, comme ça on saura où on va devoir voyager. Et du coup, ça veut dire que ensuite on pourra s'attaquer à foncer au gris-levant. Et ça, c'est bien. Du coup, où est-ce qu'il y a des quêtes? Il y en a dans mon journal, il y en a là et là. Ok, donc on va commencer par le journal puisque c'est dans un cul-de-sac. On va aussi valider les entrées. Hein. Plein de musique. Voilà. On n'a toujours pas débloqué la dernière section de cette stèle, donc c'est marrant.
Aye, it's a dangerous world out there.
Ok. Ça, on verra plus tard, ce genre de truc. J'ai acheté les musiques. On va racheter des super potions parce qu'on a pris tarif.
It'd better all be here. The stew's
So, will it be?
Verglaçante. Il manque de la météorite et je préfère une nouvelle arme. Oh là là, sexy. En ce qui concerne ces trucs, de toute façon, ça concerne que le loot ultra rare. On s'en fiche. Les améliorations, on est tout bon, puisque la seule chose qui me manquait, c'était les météorites. Météorites qu'on va commencer de nouveau à récupérer, ça veut dire. Donc on va arriver dans les quêtes annexes. Oh. L'enseigne de l'auberge de la nef. Oh, ça fait beaucoup de courrier. Cher Clive, merci encore pour toute l'aide que vous avez apportée ces derniers temps. Vous le savez, la nef n'est plus. Cependant, soyez sans crainte, car nous sommes bien décidés à bâtir un nouveau village. Il s'agit là d'un énième défi. Certes, mais nous sommes prêts à relever. Id, merci de nous aider Merci de nous aider à trouver les ingrédients dont nous avons besoin pour nos remèdes. Je suis heureuse que cela ait permis à mon maître d'être libéré de ses souffrances. Cela m'attriste évidemment, mais les soignants sont aussi impuissants face à certaines situations. Nous ne pouvons pas sauver tout le monde, et quand l'heure de certains patients a sonné, il n'y a rien que nous ne puissions faire. La vie des habitants du repère, ainsi que la tienne, sont précieuses. Il est impératif que nous prenions soin de nous. Je compte évidemment faire tout mon possible en tant que médecin pour que tout le monde s'en sorte au mieux. Mais je reste consciente que cela vaut également pour moi. Qu'il en soit, peu importe ce qui peut se passer lors de tes sorties, reviens-nous, nous t'attendrons au repère. Père Clive, la destruction des Cristomères arrive à son terme avec Eschindrak à Valeut. Je sais très bien que, quoi que je dise, tu n'en feras qu'à ta tête. C'est pour cela que je me contente de te dire par écrit, reviens-nous vivant. Oh. Ah, Cole, qu'est-ce qu'il veut? Doris, notre capitaine, a l'air préoccupée ces derniers temps. Elle est pensive et semble mener des investigations de son côté. Je ne sais pas ce qui se passe, mais je me disais que vous pourriez peut-être aller la voir pour parler de tout cela avec elle. Quelque chose la tourmente, j'aimerais faire ce qui est en mon pouvoir pour l'aider. Je pense juste qu'elle sera plus réceptive si la demande vient de vous.
There's no way of knowing if Doris will confide in me. But I can speak to her at least.
On va doser. Voilà. Hop, hop, hop. Et au moins vous avez à manger, c'est pas tâcheuse. D'ailleurs, maintenant que le scénar est passé, je peux remettre l'affichage.
How was she?
Ah, Sid.
just the man I was hoping to see. Did you have a mo?
Don't tell me. You need more bomb ash.
Oh no, we still got plenty of that left. I'm working on bringing another one of the Chief's designs to life. This time, it's a new smelter. It's got a reverberatory hood over the top for additional thermo amplification and a system of reciprocal recirculatory regenerators that let's just say it gets very blimmin' hot. A heck of a lot hotter than anything Blackthorn's got in his forge, that's for certain. Only mithril engines get hotter, and you can't chuck ore in one of them and get metal out the other end. Trouble is, we won't be able to make out of any old rubbish neither. We need the good stuff. And I hear you once helped Helena get her hands on exactly that.
If it's for the good of the hideaway, I'd be happy to.
Oh, it is. I promise you.
So, what exactly is this good stuff you need me to find?
We've got a couple of examples here. Spherical echoes, we call them.
More fallen materials. So this smelter is similar to the mithril engine in more ways than one.
That's right. They're a bit like the thermal helms. Fallen ceramics deal with heat like nothing else, see? And what's more, they're directional, transferring heat from the inside to the outside. We've collected as many as we can, and I know where we can get the rest. Trouble is, they're all watched over by their bigger, uglier cousins.
So you want me to visit some ruins?
That's it in a nutshell. Yeah, we're only 3 short, mind. And we know exactly where they are. There's one up Amber Way, in that ruin that they call Lost Plume, and another in the Silent South, over in Dalmekia. Last one is in the ruins of Advent, which is in the Empire.
All right then.
It'll do.
Eh ben parfait, une quête qui va nous envoyer aux 3 coins du monde. Ah, Yacht. Parle-moi un peu de toi, c'est vrai qu'on s'est pas trop croisés. Depuis que son Altesse Joshua a commencé à voyager à travers le Verponant, je suis à la fois sa servante et sa protectrice. C'est un honneur pour moi. En fait, le voyage en question avait 2 objectifs. Nous voulons comprendre qui était Ultima, mais aussi veiller sur vous, Sir Clive. Vous comprenez? Quelle surprise, vous me surveillez. Oh là là. Pour tout vous dire, depuis que vous avez repris le nom de Cid, les ailes ardentes se sont efforcées de tenir son Altesse au courant de vos agissements. Mais maintenant, tout ce que je peux faire, c'est prier pour que vous reveniez sain et sauf. Mon souhait le plus cher. Alors, je vous en supplie, soyez prudents. Vous savez, son Altesse Joshua m'a chargé de la protection du repère, mais j'essaie aussi de me rendre utile d'autres façons. Par exemple, j'ai récemment aidé Blackthorn à entretenir nos armes, et Obelos a réparé son bateau. Quant à Dame Tarja, elle a complimenté mes connaissances d'apothicaire. J'étais gêné, parce que nous échangeons peu de compliments au sein des ailes ardentes, alors je n'ai pas l'habitude. Quoi qu'il en soit, je vais faire de mon mieux pour contribuer au fonctionnement du repère comme n'importe quel autre habitant. Je pense que cela fera plaisir à son Altesse.
Yote, is anything the matter? You seem troubled. Perhaps I might be able to help.
My lord. Yes. Perhaps you might. It's your brother. His condition continues to worsen, though he does his best to hide it. The lesion on his chest pains him more with each passing day.
I had feared as much.
There are certain elixirs which can ease the suffering of those afflicted by the curse, but... But His Grace's case is severe. The drafts I have been able to prepare for him thus far have ceased to have any real effect. So I consulted with Talia and certain of my comrades among the Undying about the possibility of finding something stronger. And thankfully, a recipe was found. The only problem being that the critical ingredient is and our supplies are almost exhausted. Unless we can secure more soon, your brother's anguish will likely become unbearable. My lord, I know that I have no right to make demands of you. But would you help?
For Joshua, anything.
Thank you, my lord.
So, what is this critical ingredient?
A rare herb by the name of stonerwort. It grows only where the ether is densest. The vigor it stores in its stems helps to counteract the curse. We discovered a patch near the aqueduct in Rosaria. But alas, yet more ether has erupted from the earth there recently, leaving the search continues for a new source. One that we might reach without being turned.
So it's only that you can't reach it. The stonerwort itself is unharmed by the flood.
Well, yes.
Then I shall go in your stead.
But, my lord...
You've yet to find another source, correct? So for now, the aqueduct is our best hope. Besides, I'm a dominant. The ether can't hurt me.
Well, if you're sure, my lord. Stonerwort is easily identified by its blood-red blooms. Search around the aqueduct, and you're sure to find some soon enough. I shall remain here and prepare the other ingredients.
Let's go! Mon inventaire de quêtes secondaires qui commence à plus faire aucun sens sur les quantités. Bon, elle est où la chef?
Where are you?
Can I help you, Sid?
I'm looking for Doris. Is she here?
I'm afraid not. She's at Martha's Rest on a job. My job, actually. When she heard what the mission was, she insisted on going herself. Alone.
Did she? What was the mission?
Following up on some new information. Once they'd settled in, the bearers you helped liberate in the Dragon's Eyrie were keen to talk about their imprisonment. And about their captor.
The slaver Cole's team were tracking when they were attacked by the Beastmen. I'll go and find her. She's at Martha's Rest, you say?
If she's not moved on already, yes. I hope everything's alright.
Why would Doris insist on going alone?
Merci de me couper.
Maybe Cole was right to be worried.
Je pense tout simplement qu'elle a été esclave et que c'est la marchande d'esclaves qui l'a vendue. Donc c'est pour ça qu'elle veut s'en occuper elle-même. Quelle surprise. Oh non, Auguste! Pas encore! Pas toi! Pas Blackthorn! Ça a pas recommencé!
Bad news then, did you?
What bad news?
About Dravost. Blackthorn's old haunt. With the forge and all that. Well, anyway, the mines just down the road from there are spewing out ether like no one's business.
And the village?
Safe from the flood for now, but they've got other problems. Akashic. Every creature in the area is either turned, or Zoltan and the others are living on borrowed time. They need help, and quick. Doris sent a few curse breakers to keep an eye on things, but there's only so much a couple of scouts can do. Except get eaten. If something ain't done soon, the whole place will be overrun.
I won't let that happen.
Didn't think you would.
Does Blackthorn know?
I thought it might be better if he didn't. He'd only do something stupid. You reckon we should tell him?
No. It's better this way.
Yeah, well, I can't stand about knowing what's happening out there.
Wouhou! Bon, ensuite, tant qu'on est là, Murg! Enfin, Nectar, qu'est-ce que tu as de plus à m'apprendre sur les monstres? Nous avons donc, on a dit... on en a deux, enfin on en a qu'un seul en plus. Le Pandémonium, ok. Les orques inverses de Griffon ont été l'armée de Valedut me raconte que dans l'ombre, leur roi continue d'attiser la flamme de leur fureur guerrière et grand temps que quelqu'un mette un terme à son règne. Ok, pas d'informations. Je pense qu'il doit se situer là où j'étais dans le désert. Et Triste Cire, on a dit que c'était à la nef déchue. Ok. On est plutôt bien pour le moment au niveau de ces quêtes. Au niveau de l'équipement, on va faire un test. On va prendre Shiva avec nous à la place de Ramu. Et on va partir. Regardez, avant, on va même commencer par un truc tout basique, c'est acheter ça. Voilà, et on va les regarder sans qu'elles soient améliorées avant de les améliorer. Hop là. Donc, on va partir d'ici, puisqu'il y a plein de petits morceaux à explorer dans tous les sens. Ah, quoique les jonchets. À la falaise, c'est ailleurs. Ok. Ah oui, c'est là où il y avait le truc. Par contre, si je fais le tour... je dois pouvoir rejoindre. Donc on va partir par ici. Là, honnêtement, pour ceux qui regardent la rediffusion, je vous le dis directement, si l'annexe, vous en avez rien à péter, vous pouvez quitter l'épisode maintenant parce que je vais vraiment faire que ça dans le reste de cette session. Et je préfère vous le dire tout de suite, si vous êtes là pour l'histoire, c'est pas dans l'immédiat. Bah, en vrai, toutes les missions sont déjà basiquement plus intrigantes dans ce qu'elles nous demandent.
Damn it. The whole village is turned. No need to ride from here.
Là pour le coup, aller devoir défendre le village des forgerons pour pouvoir éviter qu'il coule et toujours avoir des ressources en plus si jamais il nous aide, c'est bien. Le fait de devoir aller soigner Joshua et donc aller chercher son médoc qu'on peut trouver que dans de l'éther parce qu'on est nous les seuls à pouvoir y résister, c'est bien. Donc non, pour l'instant les quêtes se posent bien. Ah, et du coup, Shiva. Allez. On récupère des dodges, ça j'aime bien. Ah. Par contre, une couille, je crois. Compétences, équipement, oui. Ouais, j'ai toujours le pouvoir de Ramu ici. J'en veux pas. Je veux... Faut que c'est celui-là le premier. C'est ça. On va essayer de tester un peu mieux les pouvoirs. Parce que je suis quand même curieux. Déjà avoir récupéré un dash, ça me fait du bien. Vous pouvez toujours que je manque de mobilité, donc on a dit. D'accord, elle se charge comme celle de Titan. Ok. Et là, c'est une explosion de glace. Ok. Là. Du coup, à quoi ressemble ton autre attaque? Du coup, c'est la prison de glace. Oui, je regarde pas trop les vidéos avant parce que je suis quand même curieux de les voir en action plus que derrière une vidéo. Les burbules, on va aller chercher les burbules des robots. Les burbules. Ah oui, parce qu'il y a un demi-boss, voilà pourquoi c'est spécial. Oh! Très intéressant celui-là. Ah, mon dash peut les freeze. je fais un perfect. D'accord. On part sur ça. Oula, par contre ça l'envoie super loin, donc faut pas l'utiliser de cette façon. Allez.
Now to find this spherical echo.
Alors j'aime bien Shiva.
This is it.
J'ai pas trop fait gaffe si c'était orienté dégâts ou stun, mais j'aime bien son fonctionnement pour l'instant. C'est complètement pas fait pour comboter avec ce que j'ai avec moi, hein, surtout pas avec Bahamut, ça marche très très mal j'ai l'impression. Oula. Let's go. Des gobelins, des plantes, ok.
Back to the stables, girl.
Alors par contre ça c'est un truc, le jeu il pourrait faire un effort, c'est des villages abandonnés. Il y aura personne dedans, on le sait. Il faudrait au moins me laisser l'accès au chocobo pour les traverser. J'ai pas besoin de devoir descendre, surtout que derrière je vais le reprendre. Le seul truc qu'il y a c'est des gobelins. Un peu dommage. Attaque-moi. J'ai perdu le réflexe d'esquiver avec Ron. Ça le gèle, et derrière est-ce que ça fait plus de dégâts si je fais ça? Pas l'impression. Par contre la prison, ouais, il me faut de l'espace. Ok. En direction Lac-Duc. On est de quel côté de Lac-Duc? On est à l'autre bout. Non, en vrai, j'ai me TP, je vais repartir dans l'autre sens. Je suis un peu con, j'aurais dû le faire depuis un moment. C'est pas grave. Pas grave. Voilà.
Ready, go?
Comme ça, quand on aura retrouvé après la chef des lames, on fera en sorte de prendre la quête aussi qu'il y a chez Martha. On aura d'autres destinations juste derrière. 36 milliards d'abeilles tueuses dans le secteur. Ça fait de l'XP, c'est pas faux.
Time to fight.
Surtout qu'à un moment donné, il faudra quand même que je pense à build mon perso et que j'arrête de garder sur moi que les boosts d'XP, d'argent et compagnie.
Here's the aqueduct. Now to find our stonewort. Yote mentioned blood red petals.
Ah, je me dis qu'ils vont être quelque peu gardés ces plantes. Voilà.
Just my luck. Well, I won't be picking anything till they're gone. There's only one
Oula,
thing for it.
peut-être commencer d'abord par les mages, en effet. Il n'y a que ça. Bon, le dernier mort. Le dernier mort. J'ai très mal géré mon truc.
Nice try. Too slow.
Ok. Alors, attendez, je vais faire juste un truc parce que ça arrive de plus en plus fréquemment. Je vous demande 5 secondes. Bon, je vous explique le truc que j'ai fait. Attendez. Voilà, déjà, me réinstaller correctement, ça sera mieux pour moi et pour le stream. Non, c'est juste que j'ai remarqué que depuis que je joue avec le casque, alors certes, je profitais bien du son, du machin et compagnie, mais j'ai vu que dans la capture sonore, il y avait des énormes claques de son par moment. J'entendais des petits clics qui viennent du casque. En fait, quand je recorde l'audio depuis le casque, ces cliquetis existent, alors qu'ils ne sont pas autrement. Et c'était déjà le cas à l'époque sur FF13, quand je faisais avec le casque, quand j'essayais de faire des vidéos avec le casque. Et ça me gave d'entendre ces cliquetis, ça me rend fou. Donc pour le coup, je préfère les jarter. Je vais rejouer avec le son du PC directement et plus au casque. C'est rare, mais c'est très gênant, surtout quand je les entends en plein milieu d'une cinématique ou dans un moment calme d'une cinématique. Donc je préfère tout jarter. Bon, où est-ce qu'elle est, Doris? T'as des nouveaux articles? Poignée de Bahamut. Des trucs de Shiva. Ok.
Much obliged. Thanks very much.
Oups là. On va y arriver, hein.
A fair trade.
Bon, j'ai rien de... J'ai rien d'autre à vendre.
Take care out there, eh?
Pour le moment, j'ai rien d'autre à vendre. Parfait. Ok, donc on a dit, nous, on cherchait la chef.
It doesn't still hurt, does it? It's been a pleasure, Doris. Just like old times.
I'll give your offer some thought, my lady.
How goes the investigation?
Sid, what brings you to Martha's Rest?
You. I heard you were out here on your own, tracking our slaver. I trust you're being careful.
Of course. And it had to be me. The bearers from the Dragon's Eyrie confirmed a long-held suspicion of mine that the slaver we've been tracking is an old acquaintance. She's no fool. If we'd come in force, she would have spotted us straight away, and then vanished without a trace.
That was her just now, wasn't it? So, was it a fruitful reunion?
I'd say so. She tried to recruit me. Seems her time in Rosaria is coming to an end. She's abducted bearers from across the region and is looking to smuggle them back into Sambrek. After her brush with those beastmen on the road to Northreach, she hired herself an Imperial escort, which she wants me to join. She's dangerous, Sid, but I think I can stop her.
Then I'm going with you. I'll take care of the escort. You can see the bearers to safety. Where are they?
The Baum Archers, soon to break camp. You go on ahead.
Bien évidemment!
Clive, I was just about to send for you. I'd like you to take something to Sir Wade up in Eastpool. Seeds for planting. Thought it was about time they started growing their own food. I'll keep providing them with whatever they need in the meantime, of course. But if Eastpool's going to survive, it's got to be able to fend for itself. As of those poor bearers. They've lived their whole lives in servitude, but now they're their own masters. Small wonder they ain't got the foggiest how to provide for themselves. So it's up to us to teach them. And if you're wondering why you, well, the Wagoneers taking supplies up that way have been coming back with more and more reports of Akashic around the village of late. Sir Wade's putting a brave face on it, but I think even he's starting to worry. And if he's likely to share those concerns with anyone, it's you.
All right.
Thanks. Wouldn't ask if I didn't have to. There. That should be enough to keep him in Gazal Greens for a few years at least.
Gazal Greens?
Not the most mouth-watering crop, I'll admit. But they're hardy, they grow fast, and they fill a hole. Better that than something that'll wither away at first frost. And chocobos love 'em too, which is no small thing. When I say all of us need to pull together to get Eastpool back on its feet, I mean all of us. They ain't exactly succulent, but cook 'em right and...
I'll take your word.
Anyway, Sir Wade'll know what to do with them. And if he don't, well, I'll go up there and show him myself.
I'm sure you will.
Bon. Là. Du coup, par contre, hein, je vais pas du tout me faire chier. Alors, je réfléchirai à une composition plus adaptée pour essayer d'utiliser Shiva. Mais là, pour le coup, elle est bien, mais pas très pratique. Du coup, chantier, voilà. Bon, je vais commencer à un peu utiliser les TP dans tous les sens, hein, parce que ça commence à être un peu long, mine de rien.